Hello, Cancer. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fortune's Wheel Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the full moon in Aquarius. I offer this for the highest good to benefit the planet. Release me from any blocks and restrictions. May this serve all who need. Spirit and angel guides, keepers of the divine white light, keepers of the Akashic records, ascended masters. What are the messages for Cancer at this time, please? Messages for Cancer at this time, please. Thank you. Your first card out is the number 13, Major Arcana in the Akashic Tarot. The Buddha prepares. Awesome. The next card out for you is the Eight of Roses, Sangha Community. Also a beautiful card. The third card out for you, the Six of Roses, the War of the Roses. Potentially a little conflict. On the bottom of the deck, the Two of Scrolls, Two Worlds. This card indicates that you could be in a struggle right now between the secular world and what you do for a living, your life every day, and what the spiritual world calls for you to do. So when you make the decision to call the divine into your life every day, then you will own that, Cancer. The divine thrives in my daily world. That's a good way to start. The divine thrives in my daily world. And it does. We just have to recognize and make it so. I am clarifying with a few cards from the Everyday Witch Tarot. Thank you, Spirit and Angel Guides, for these beautiful messages for Cancer at this time. What are the clarifying messages for the full moon in Aquarius? Thank you. On the Buddha Prepares, we have the Seven of Pentacles. On Sangha Community, the Tower. On the War of the Roses, the Fool. And on the bottom of this deck, the Knight of Pentacles. So this is a responsible person, hard work. Also could be someone who's stubborn, but the Knight of Pentacles arrives at his destination. So these two cards are clarifying each other on the bottom of the deck. Then you'll get to your destination, Cancer. You will arrive at the spiritual and the balance of spiritual and secular that you seek. The first card out for you, the Buddha Prepares. You can see the Buddha sitting here. This is a major arcana, as I said, reduces to a 4. He is meditating. Obviously, you can see the light of awareness around his head, and there are people there who are sitting on the hills behind him who are also meditating, and they're waiting for him to speak, but he won't do so until he's ready. This is showing a time of preparation for you, Cancer, that you have to go within to understand your purpose and your power and direction before you can proceed. So it can seem like you're standing still right now, but it's actually you taking the time that you need to truly go into your higher self and understand the higher purpose. So don't be in a hurry. The time to act is coming, and when it's here, you will have the strength and the power that you need. The Akashic force for this card reads, close your eyes and reach to the Buddha within. Feel the peace and easy understanding that there is a time to every purpose under heaven. Feel your own sense of purpose stirring softly within you. Soon you will be ready to serve. With this being clarified by the Seven of Pentacles, I am working on the glare here. There we go. That's better. You are doing the same. Just waiting right now. It's patience. This is a card of, waiting for. She's already done everything she needs to do. She's waiting for the grapes to be ready. And when you're ready, the time will be known to you, Cancer, and you will have the strength and power that you need. So that's what I'm feeling for you with those messages. The next card out for you is the Eight of Roses, Sangha Community. And in this card, you can see many different symbols. There are different religious symbols, sunflower, Tibetan bell. Gosh, I've lost track of all of them, but there are many. And you can see the people sitting around the table there, enjoying each other's company, having, a lively and heartfelt discussion. And the Eight of Roses is indicating that it's a time for you to find those people who are of like-minded nature, Cancer. People who may be of the same community of, religion, of mind, of thought, some purpose that you may have, as far as work toward a charity or something. It could be anything. People who feel the same way that you do about the same things. People that you can relate to on a level that is very deep. And so we have many communities in our lives, right? We have work, family, friends, but there are also people that we share different spiritual pursuits with, or cultural, creative pursuits. So maybe you're an artist of some kind. Maybe there's a YouTube community. But you can also have new friends in general coming your way at this time. So be open to all these new connections. And you can definitely find help with whatever you're working on in your life, whatever issues you're dealing with. You can bring people to you that can, be past life relationships. They can also reawaken things within you potentially from past lives. Things that you did before, playing the piano, painting, crocheting, who knows, gardening. It could be anything, as I said. But this is a happy time of sharing your discoveries. With this being clarified by the Tower, it could be for some of you that there's the death to an old way of thinking. There is some type of sudden change, or, the Tower is not necessarily bad. It could just be sudden change. Maybe suddenly some of you are thrust into a new friend group or a new community. Maybe some of you have to leave something behind. Maybe there's some tower that has to come down before some of you can find this community. And it may be where you least expect it. I have been trying to read the Akashic Force for each of these cards because that's part of the reason that I wanted to share these cards and these messages, because they're messages of positivity. And some of these Akashic Force messages could be a mantra or a meditation. So take it as such, Cancer, if it applies. Close your eyes and start to feel a new community come around you. People gather and you sense the support of kindred souls. Take a look around you and notice what you sense about the individuals there. Who are they and what purpose do you hold with them? So when you do that, that may cause the tower to fall with some of the people in your life. I'm feeling, Cancer. And in order for something new and better to be reborn, something old has to fall sometimes. So as difficult as that can be, I know that can be a bitter pill to swallow. It can be hard to leave people behind. You know, people that we've been with for years sometimes. At any rate, with this being, the Sangha community card, it's a time for happy discoveries. So keep that in mind. As tough as it is to leave something that you know and love, sometimes it can be for the best. And you can't even see that until you're on the other side of that experience or that tower. So take that as it resonates, Cancer. The third card out for you is the Six of Roses, the War of Roses. And so that was kind of what I was saying about this. That's why I was drawn to say what I just did about the Sangha community card, because the War of Roses is a card of a potential conflict in a relationship, and it is generally a romantic relationship. It could be extended family, or, even a friend, or, maybe a friend group. Roses are likened to cups in the traditional Rider-Waite. So the Six of Cups is a little different message. These don't all line up. That one's more about giving something. And this Six of Roses here in the War of Roses is about the white rose army on the left, and that represents a purity of a situation, and you can see on the right hand side there's a red rose, and that is the depiction of what your heart and what you need. And as I said, this could refer to a work relationship, a boss even, but at the very least there are power plays here, and there is a lack of communication. And so the white and red rose on the flag in the middle indicates that you've tried to bring peace to this situation. And I think I misspoke before, actually. The white rose on this represents your spirit, and so I said purity. So it's what you've tried to do to work this out, to be supportive, and your intuition. Sorry, there's a bee flying around me there for a minute. But the red one represents your passions and your fears that keep you from listening to this little voice that's told you, this is not a situation that potentially, you are at an impasse where neither one of these lines of troops here is backing up. So at any rate, this is not lining up with what your spirit's view of a relationship should be for you. And we all get pulled into things, Cancer, and I won't get into a long speech because my readings go on sometimes a little bit when I ramble on too much, I think, but you have to give yourself permission to leave the battlefield. It's up to you. We all have karmic situations, and it's time to listen to this, pay attention to what's going on around you, and make some self-honoring choices so that you can leave the battlefield. And I feel like with this being clarified by the Fool, that you're doing just that. you're going to do just that. This is a new beginning, a leap of faith. So whatever this means to you, however this applies to you, you have to do what feels right in your heart. As I said, this situation is, certainly karmic, and this card is indicating it's time for you to finally take action. And that's what the Fool is confirming with a leap of faith. So everyone has to do what's right for them, and I encourage people to do exactly that. If you're not ready to do something in a situation, if you're not ready to accept the consequences of something, then take the time that you need to build that community around you, and you can still make plans for the future, Cancer. And I will leave that up to you for interpretation. The Akashic Force for this card reads, close your eyes and see or sense a person with whom you have some type of relationship. It can be any relationship that's happening in your life. Imagine that person handing you a rose. Is the rose vibrant or wilted? Bright or dark? Happy or sad? What message do you receive from this rose? You can ponder how that applies to you, Cancer, during this full moon in Aquarius time. I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Divine Abundance Oracle. Previously, I have been pulling 1 card at the end of a reading, and these cards are so beautiful, and I love the messages so much. I started pulling 1 for each of these rows, and they have really closed these rows out beautifully. So let's see what comes out for you. For the full moon in Aquarius for Cancer. Thank you. And all of these decks that I'm using will be listed down in the description box below in case you're interested. And I'm trying to get a spider off of the chair right now without hurting him or freaking myself out too much. Thank you. On the Buddha Prepares and the 7 of Pentacles, change. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. I mean, what is the Buddha about but letting the ego dissolve and letting go completely of control, and trying to control everything is utter madness. And again, all she's doing is waiting now. So take this as it resonates, Cancer. You have to take time out to decide what's right for you and how that applies, and what it is that you need to prepare for. But that is beautiful. You are coming to a crossroads in your own evolution. How beautiful is that? Change is the only constant, Cancer. It's so hard to accept that at times. I'm a mom, and personally, I'm so happy for my kids to grow, but it's so hard sometimes to let go of those stages. Clarifying the 8 of Roses, Sangha Community, and the Tower, invite help. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously, just say, I'm finally ready. God, pursue me. Whatever that means for you, whatever divine, whatever God it is that you worship, the universe, Cancer. If there is no God that you worship, the universe. I believe we are all spiritual beings of something that is infinitely greater than we can understand. And we're all part of that. Invite the divine to pursue you. Perhaps some of you are seriously letting go of some old thought patterns and beliefs around what you can have, the happiness that you can have, and what it means to be happy. Just a peace, peace is priceless. It's a priceless thing to have in your life. On the Six of Roses, the War of Roses, and the Fool deepening. Once you're on earth for enough lifetimes, your old soul will begin to long for non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. They bring the peace of God. Again. Detachment, non-grasping, and surrender. The peace of the divine. Of course, this fell on this row. So again, non-grasping, detachment, and surrender. You can have peace throughout this situation, and you are moving on with the Fool. So remember, the peace of God dwells within you, Cancer. The peace of the divine. It doesn't feel it sometimes, but we are only on this earth for a short time. And we came down here to do something. And ultimately that was to love, I think, or I feel, and to share that love. And hopefully to be loved. Not that it's a reciprocal thing, but, we're human as well. And so, as spiritual beings, we signed up for this for some reason. And it's very easy, to have lost sight of that when we come down and we're subjected to life, and things that happen, other people, family, kids that we grow up with, family we grow up with, but other kids in school, people who are around us, everyone, they have more of an influence on us. And sometimes all that noise and baggage just needs to be set down finally, Cancer, of course it does. But I think some people just never even realize that. They get so covered up by it, they never realize it. And so, hopefully, by hearing this, and thankfully, you are. So, believe in yourself. This final card that I'm pulling is from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and this is an overall for Cancer during this full moon in Aquarius. Number 28 reduces to a 10, reduces to a 1. Hollow bone, teachability. Teachability, humility, being empty so that the wind of spirit can breathe through you. The hollow wing bone of an eagle is a flute for the shamans. The appearance of the hollow bone invites you to become empty of your notions of who you are, to check your ego at the door, and to know that this is not about you. Relinquish your need to be right and to express an opinion, as this will not change anything right now. You are being called to practice humility. Hollow yourself out and hear the wind blow through you and play you like a flute. You will learn the language of the squall and the storm and understand the message in the summer breeze. There is an important communication waiting for you. Humility is the swiftest path for you to become like hollow bone. Drop all the notions and titles that bolster your ego. Eliminate the doer and allow things to happen of their own accord. Remember that you can accomplish most anything if you are willing to let someone else take credit for it. Hollow bone has come to caution you to believe only 50% of what others think and only 10% of what you think. Trust your experience, not what you have read in sacred books or holy texts. This will allow you to turn apparent danger into opportunity. Remember that you are an insignificant grain of sand in the grand scheme of life, and as important as the brightest sun. That is so beautiful for you, Cancer, and a beautiful message for the full moon in Aquarius. I am so sorry. I got choked up there for a moment because that really is a beautiful message for you. And I hope that you feel that right now. The full moon in Aquarius, Moonology Oracle cards at this time suggest for us to be real. Sometimes we pursue someone or something for all the wrong reasons. Our ego gets involved, and before we know it, we're driving ourselves crazy by chasing something that may not even be right for us. This card reminds you that sometimes you need to back off a little, worry less, and trust more. Life is about fun and laughter, but you'll take all the fun out of it if you spend too long in your head rather than in your heart. You might win, but it might not be a great victory. Release. Find a balance right now between being real and trying to please all of the people all the time. Life goes in cycles, Cancer, and that's okay. The more you can accept that, the easier this phase will be for you. A manifesting ritual at this time, you can use frankincense in your essential oil diffuser. You can call in the Isis goddess to support your awakening to truth as you meditate, and ask Isis to show you your personal truth, Cancer. Once you know that in your heart, you will know your next best step. Your manifestation affirmation at this time: the truth empowers me and sets me free. The truth empowers me and sets me free. And do not forget, you're as insignificant as the smallest grain of sand and as important as the brightest sun. I hope that you feel the love of the universe around you now, Cancer. I am sending you love and light. Enjoy the full moon in Aquarius. If this reading resonated, please hit that like button so I can get these messages of love and positivity out to all who may need to hear them. Again, love and light to you. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.